Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming back. Today, hopefully, is the end of, and I have to take everything down from there so that he can get to the electrical wires. Parking spot without looking, and she gunned it through the parking lot and just flew out into the street. This all happened in like 60 seconds. It was fast. She guns it out onto the street, doesn't look, there's a truck coming by. She cut right in front of this guy. This guy had to screech on his brakes. I'm surprised he didn't hit her. So, you know, at that point, it's kind of rude to say, but at that point, my empathy kind of jumped in the back seat and said, let's go take our shower. Because as much as I empathize with people like that, I shouldn't say empathize, I sympathize. I do not condone putting other people's lives in danger. Needlessly putting other people, and so many people. I was pretty furious. So anyways, that's my little story. I stopped and the kid came back afterwards after he had gone inside, and he stopped and talked to me. Really nice kid. You know, he had the long dreadlocks and everything, but he was such a sweet kid. And I was complimenting him on the necklace that his girlfriend had made for him, which was really actually beautiful. It was a tiger's eye that she had wire wrapped. She did a gorgeous job on it. It was really pretty. So we talked for a little bit, and he was just as confused as I was. He goes, was she yelling at me? Was she yelling at you? Who was she yelling at? I'm like, I have no idea. No idea. So anyways, that was my little adventure. And then, of course, coming back, I got stuck in that checkpoint. But not for as long as Badge and those guys did. I was lucky enough to have missed the worst of it. Because it just went on and on for so far back. I felt bad for all those truckers and everybody. But I guess our only conclusion, and we don't know, but we're thinking it's because of that crazy bad weather in California that they had to reroute them. Who knows? So anyways, I am going to continue taking stuff out of my shelf here and see what I can do to make it so Badge can get to those wirings. And then when he gets here, I'm going to have him tell you what he did for the transmission. And I'll have him explain what he's doing now to finish this up. Because hopefully, this is going to be the end of all the repairs. Well, for now. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hold on. It's a stupid phone. Okay, now it is.
It's working now?
Now it's working.
Are you sure it's working?
I'm sure it's working now.
Are you sure you got this,
positive.
Patty?
I got this.
Okay. Welcome back, sports fans. What we're doing is we're going to carry on with the van. So what it is we've basically, it's like an adoption is what it looks like. It's basically an adoption that we just keep working on it until it either takes off to another millennium or whatever. But anyway, so the transmission, what the transmission was the oil was black like that mat. It was just as black as that mat. So what I did was I took it all out and cleaned out the valve body, took it all apart. There was nothing stuck in the valve body, so we're good there. And had all the 8 balls where they're supposed to be, and the gaskets wasn't ripped, so that's all good. And then I took the anti-drain back valve out for the torque converter, and all the oil drained out of it overnight. So we basically got all the oil out of this transmission. So it's almost all basically brand new oil, and we put a liter of tranny slip or tranny fix, Lucas tranny fix. So we took it over these hills, and I tried to get it to slip. In overdrive, it still pisses around a bit, right? I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's not. But in drive, it works just great. It works just fine in drive, which is all she's only doing 55 mile an hour, so it's not a big deal, you know. So it's like a granny wagon, It's 55 mile an hour. Go slow, drink coffee, piss off everybody behind you. You know the thing. So it'll work just fine. We've been trying it for what, 4 days now, 5 days,
Yeah, at least that.
and it's worked just fabulously. So I'm thinking, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's good enough that we don't have to go and put a $5,000 tranny in it. So that's the story on the tranny. So what we're doing is basically, I left you on Chrome's video, I think, where we had like when she showed up, she didn't have a battery system in this at all, not one bit. All she was running off was the front battery, which you know yourself is not worth any good. And she always had a problem charging everything because she could never keep the Jackery or the Boog charged up. And the fridge was always plugged into the Boog or something else, plugged into the Jackery. So she never really had so what we've done is put a whole power system in. Basically, like I told you, I took the battery out of my truck and we put it in here. This is the 12 volt this is for her fridge, so that she can plug it in here, plug it in a Jackery, plug it in the Boog, whatever she wants to do. She has lots of options, and this is all the power. Now, what we're trying to do is get all the power from the back of the coach onto the back battery, which was never done before. It was all on one battery, all on the truck battery. So if that battery went dead, she's done. So this way, if she kills the back battery, she can still start the truck. And it's on a charge system, so it'll charge up. It's got a 140 amp isolator on it, so it'll keep that battery up just fine. Now, you're probably wondering why we've just put a small battery in it. Well, because, and this is the thing with people and vans and getting stuff done, is she put a shitload of solar on it, and somewhere down the line, oh, that doesn't work, that's not right, and they pulled it all out. So she's sitting on this solar in New York. So I don't want to go buy a whole bunch of solar and put it on when she's got it in New York. So we've planned, the plan is, which changes by the day, is that she'll go back to New York, get her solar, put it in the back of the van, drive up to Michael, and Michael will put it back on for her. So that's why we only got one battery, which for her is just fine. She's hasn't stopped smiling since we've done it, so it must be working just fine for her. So that's the story with the van. We're going to go all through it. It's pretty good shape. It's a pretty good van, so I don't have a problem with it. So we're just going to keep an eye on it, keep picking away at stuff. She's got the Boog on a charge system. She's got the fridge on its own charge system. She's got the Jackery on its own charge system. And she doesn't need an inverter because she doesn't use nothing. She doesn't have any, she needs to have 120. So if she does, she has the Boog and the Jackery to do it. So she's very well, it's sort of changed her world quite a bit. So I'm quite comfortable it'll be just fine. So we're just picking away. We want to move the lights back. We just got to move the lights, and that fan wasn't working, so we're going to get that. So other than that, that's about it. She's all taken care of. She's eating just fine, and she got food, and she got gas, and it's all good. So just keep doing what you're doing, and if you feel like sending her some money, send her some PayPal money. That's all you have to do. She's well worth it. But anyway, that's what we're doing. That's the story, and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Hey everyone. So, it's been a long day, but it's done. It's done. The van is fixed. And Charlie and I are so grateful to everybody. From my friend who reached out to Chrome, to Badge, to all of you guys. You all performed a miracle. An absolute miracle. The van is still totally, it looks like a war zone, let's be honest. And tomorrow we're supposed to get really high winds, but as soon as it gets nice and I have it put together and she looks pretty again, my next video is going to be a van tour. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love all you guys.